Let's go.
Today we have Sekou on with us, a friend, a coach, a mentor. For the people who don't know you, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and your background?
You remember probably about 10, 15 years ago, there was the Energizer Bunny. Ding, 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 ding. And wind him up. He just kept going. I'm the Energizer Badger, baby. Let's go, man.
Truth. I'm jealous of your energy, man.
So I'm a realtor from the East Coast, man. I'm in New York, New Jersey, Harlem born, real estate coach, real estate professional. I run a small team called the DeVoe Group. It's about 10 of us on the group there, man. We did a few deals over the last few years. Icon team, third year running. But more importantly, man, I find, coach, and cultivate some of the best real estate talent in the world. I take brand new agents and get them to great. I take great agents and just break stuff with them, man. It just take all of their stuff and we just break open the models and really explore how big they can go. And then last but not least, I run a coaching company called Commitment to Capping. It's the habits, rituals, and routines of the best agents in the world, deconstructed and given to agents in a dollar productive way so they can just plug right in and just start working. How's that sound? Did I do a good job?
Sounds great, man. I've watched a lot of your commitment to capping, and it is amazing some of the ideas you put in place and how you do put kind of hold people's feet to the fire and
yes,
get
sir.
them actually be accountable, because most of us as real estate agents say we want time freedom, and
it just goes, baby.
Yeah,
it just goes.
Now you have been on a series about mindset.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. On a mission, brother.
Can you go a little bit into that?
All right, man. We've been doing the mindset marathon the whole month. Actually, the last 2 months, we've been building up to this, right? So a buddy of mine, and I hope you get him on at some point. Buddy of mine, Dave Finale, says that it's not about time management. It's about choice management, right? And so every day you have a choice. You could choose to do A or you could choose to do B. And a lot of times we choose to do B because it's easier. We're used to it. There's no challenge involved to it. We've been used to going into work, plugging in, punching the clock, getting our instructions, and then watching the clock until we can leave, right? I mean, that's how we've been sort of trained our whole life. Well, now that we run this business, your business doesn't run on a time clock. Your business runs on mindset, right? I mean, that's just the way it is. And so because we have choice management, what we've been doing is taking your plan, taking whatever your plan is, your business plan, your outlook plan, your goal setting, whatever, et cetera, and we've been actionizing it. I don't know if that's a real word, but we've been putting it into action.
I know exactly what you mean.
You know what I mean, right? And so your what do they say? It's just a dream until you write it down, right? Then it becomes a goal, right? Well, it's just a goal until you put it into action, right? And that's when it becomes a mission, okay? And that mission is where we've been obsessed. We've been obsessed with our mission and our vision, and we've been taking it. And Bobby, I hope you don't mind. I'm gonna give away a couple of $1 million worth of coaching right now. Okay. So if they're out there listening, they're gonna get a couple of $1 million worth of coaching right now. If they could take that mission and that vision and articulate it daily, write it down, record it, post it, share it, that right there, just the art of it, would act as the greatest marketing piece for your business the entire world will ever see. Right? Remember when we were kids, Bobby, you might be a little bit younger than me, right? But like when we were kids, there was a commercial that used to come on all the time during the game, during this and that. And that. When E.F. Hutton talks, people listen. Mm-hmm. Do you remember that?
I do.
Right? And most people, you can say when E.F. Hutton talks, somebody else will respond. People listen. That was their mission and their vision. Right? And that right there became the focal point of the business. It didn't even matter what they did, right? It didn't even matter what their business was about. All of us knew that when E.F. Hutton talked, people listen, right?
Yes,
Well,
sir.
that mission and that vision in a real estate format, holy crap-a-roly, man. If we can get folks reciting your mission and your vision because you've been putting it out there so much, you've been taking it and testimonializing it, and once again, I don't know if that's a real word, but it's gonna be good for me, right? If you can get that and make it so that it's people's mantra and it's on the top of the mind, man, you've done 80% of the work for your business. When you show up for that listing appointment, you're E.F. Hutton and they're listening, baby. You know what I mean? It's gonna be that simple. So that's where we've been working the last 60 or so days, and it's been amazing. Agents, put it this way: in the month of March, right? I could just talk on and on about it. I'm proud of these agents that I work with, right? So imagine you've got a bunch of agents that are 2 years old or less as agents, right?
Mhm.
In the month of March, they put $107 million worth of business into play in 30 days.
Oh, 107.
107 million. So it's about 20 to 25 agents that were reporting, right? So they have to
Yep.
report their numbers daily. They have to report. So I wonder if you're guilty of this, Bobby. I'm guilty of it myself sometimes, but I only count the wins, right?
Yes.
I don't ever count the losses, right? Like it's got to be all the way through to contract before I count the number, right?
Yes.
Well,
I've
we've
got
been wrong.
a board and
Yeah.
it has under contract. It don't have in the working.
Yeah. So I would love, this is another $1 million worth of coaching right here. These folks are getting some good stuff, right? So what they did in the month of March was they counted every at bat. They didn't just count every hit. They didn't just count every run. They didn't just count every home run or every run in, right? They
Yep.
counted every single at bat. The game of football is a game of yards, right? And
Oh,
so it's not every time you get the ball, you don't get a touchdown. Right. And sometimes even when you get to the end zone, you don't get a touchdown. You got to settle for the 2 points. Right.
Absolutely.
Right. So what we did in March was we counted every contact. Right. Every contact that you made was equal to X amount of hours of your time. Right. We broke down how much you earned in an hour and how many contacts you can make in an hour. And a lot of agents were finding that they were earning $750 to $800 an hour. We counted every conversion when they can get an appointment as, you know, the number of pre-qual, right? So if Bobby gets somebody to pre-qualify for $500,000 worth of property, and then they meet with them to get a signed signature for that $500,000, we put that down as $500,000 in play, right? There's an at bat for $500,000, right? And so
Okay.
what we found was the agents that were getting pre-approvals on a regular basis, the agents that were putting in offers on a regular basis, even if those offers weren't coming to fruition, they were getting rejected, they were whatever. But those agents that were taking swings at bat were also the ones that was generating the big numbers on conversion. And so there was a direct correlation to the amount of energy you focused on in getting those conversions going, started, versus the energy that people focus on and getting the conversion ended or closed. So the quote in March was, I don't want to see what your end results are. I want to see what your start results are. And man, I said, I don't want to see your end results. I want to see your start results. Right. And man, Bob, when I tell you the start results turned into money, not for just March, it was March, April, and now May, that all of these deals that they started way back in March have been converting into contracts closed over and over and over again across the country. Doesn't matter what market they're in. Doesn't matter, you know, how new they are. Doesn't matter how long they've been in the biz. It's just been deal after deal after deal. So we're just going to keep that momentum going. And we've been ignoring market conditions. We've been ignoring what do they call it? Interest rates. We've been ignoring wars and famines and you know, gas prices and crap. It's been awesome, man.
No matter what is going on in the world, there's always a deal going on. It's just maybe a little bit different of a deal, but there's always things closing.
Hey, man, everywhere we go, people got to live somewhere.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that's it.
I'm not a big basketball person, but I
Mhm.
did see this stat the other day. It was about Michael Jordan took over 900 game-winning shots.
Yes, sir.
He only made like 160 or 150 of the 900.
Yes, sir.
But that's not what they write about, and that's
Hey,
not what's important.
arguably the most focused and dedicated player to ever play the sport.
Mhm.
I'm not going to talk about who the GOAT is. I don't want to. I'm not going to
Yeah.
get there, right? But arguably one of the most focused and Kobe Bryant has been quoted in saying, this is actually not his quote. This is the quote of the people that were around him, right? This is the Mamba mentality, right? So Kobe would show up 2 hours before the game and start practicing and playing and things like that. And the other agents, you see what I focus on, right? So the other players would show up an hour before the game and he'd already be an hour in. And they'd sit there and watch him for a while, and then they'd pull their, stuff off and start warming up and stuff like that. And one of the players walk up to him at the end of his warm-up session. He was like, dude, man, you went so hard for 2 hours. We still got a, 3 or 4 hour game in front of us. Why'd you do that? And he said, because I saw you watching. He was like, no one's going to outwork me. That's the obsession that we need to have with this business, bro. That's the mindset marathon, man. It's getting in mentally before the sun comes up, man. It's going mentally longer and faster and harder than the other folks that you're quote unquote competing with. And to your point, Bobby, we say this. This is a direct quote in Commitment to Capping. We say it's never a buyer's market or a seller's market. It's always a broker's market. Right? It's never a buyer's market or a seller's market. It's always a broker's market. It is our ability to put together a deal that makes the deals happen.
Yes, sir.
I can go a mile a minute, brother. I'm sorry, bro.
No, I'm loving it. I'm sitting here taking notes. I've already got one page.
Let's go. I absolutely love what we do. I love the energy of what we do, man. If I'm in a bad mood, I could jump on a call with an agent, bro, and dial it up, and it feels good. It feels good to know that I can help and that they're helping me, man.
I'll tell you what, we've been on a bunch of meetings together in different atmospheres, and I've never seen that bad mood. You've always been in good. It really actually helps me because I see other happy people.
Yeah.
And it lines up your mood no matter what's going on.
No matter what. I get on with y'all, man. I get on with the agents. So I'll give you an example, man. I popped on and you got that backdrop behind you, right? And I was going to ask you about the backdrop, but you was like, this is shot from one of my listings. And I got goosies, man. I was like, you know what, man? Could I imagine being a realtor in a place that beautiful, right? And not being in love with every single home I sell. But the energy that I would have walking into a listing appointment would be like, before we get started, can we just take a few minutes to appreciate this view? Is this the first thing you saw when you bought this place? And they'd be like, yeah, man. Dude, I would love to do real estate with you, man.
We did not look at the houses much. And we sat outside and looked at the view because the view the other direction is just as beautiful.
Damn, bro. I tell you what, man. I'm a city boy. I'm a Harlem dude. I say I'm a city boy and I'm a country boy at heart, right? Because all I want to do, there's a video, a TikTok going around about the men frolicking in like fields of like grass and flowers and stuff like that, and it's like, oh, we frolicking now? All right, man, let me frolic too, right? And that's all I can imagine. Like I want at some point to be so free and to have that much space that my kids could just go out and do what they want. I want to worry about eagles snatching the dog. Okay, that's what I want to worry about. Like I don't want to worry about parking spaces and smog and shit like that, man. I want to talk about moose tracks in my backyard and shit.
We have some not far.
Yeah, it don't have to be that close. Let me say that. I'd like it to be an anomaly when a moose goes, hey, look, it was a moose over here. You know what I mean?
Well, it's actually the elk that's by
the elk. Okay.
Close.
You got some big, pretty country out there, man. That looks beautiful.
Well, thank you, man. Thank you very much. It is. And that's one thing I love about this business. You'll think that you know most everywhere, and then you'll find a little hidden gem where there's a view like that.
Yeah. So what we have sort of similar to that is the hidden views of like cityscapes and things like that. So there are buildings that are sort of locked in by other buildings, right? So we're on a grid. And whereas you've got that big horizontal space, you get the horizon out there, we have big verticals, right? And so our buildings go up versus, spread out, right? And every once in a while, you get to list an apartment that's above the skyline. And when I tell you that, the person selling that place, never once have I walked into one of those places and they've been like, when you come in, let's just go look at the skyline. They've never said that. All they ever do, I swear to you, Bobby, this is how it looks. They open the door. They're smiling when they open the door. They're like, come on in. And they bring you into their living room or into their den or in whatever space can see that skyline. And they don't say a damn word. And what happens is that we're like, our jaws just like, oh, wow. When can we start? Like, when can we start marketing this thing? It's like salivating, man. It's always incredible. So I do understand, man, what you're talking about.
I'll catch myself and when I'm doing some paperwork and research for the owners, I'll snap a picture of the view, and that'll be part of the pictures I send back to them. And I'll make like a flyer with some house photos in the view shot.
Yes, sir. Some house photos. Let them come in and see the house, but really what they're seeing is this.
It's this.
I love it. What now, really quick for my people, back east, they're going to want to know, because that looks like a straight Western shot to me, right? So they're going to want to know where you are in the world that they can get something like this.
I am actually in Western North Carolina.
Whew.
In Graham County, Bryson, Robbinsville.
Kakalaka. Let's go.
If you love the outdoors, this place is for you, because you've got rafting. That Appalachian Trail runs through the county. If you are a car or motorcycle enthusiast, we have the curviest road around, the Tail of the Dragon. It's 318 curves and 11 miles.
Oh my God.
Any type of car, bike, you'll have fun.
You're going to have a good time.
The Cherryhala Skyway, one of my favorite roads. It goes up over 5,000 feet in elevation. It's 50 miles of long, sweeping curves.
Oh, man. You got to put some gum in your mouth because them ears going to pop a little bit.
More than once. You mentioned having a coaching program as well. Can you tell us how often you meet and a little more about that?
So the Commitment to Cap'n coaching program is an elite coaching program. So I'm going to specify this. This is, although I love and respect my high school coaches, this is NFL level and this is all-star level coaching, right? So we meet quite often, at least once a week. You figure about every top graded agent will have about 4 hours of coaching every week, solid, right? We meet every morning to lead generate together. And that's them and other top agents lead generating side by side. It has an I do it, we do it, you do it sort of mentality. They get to hear me. I'm listening.
The lead generating.
Uh-huh.
Is it calling past clients or is it detailed how it's lead generation?
So I have a pattern that I use, and you're more than welcome to follow my pattern or plug in your own pattern. But what happens is we go for at least 100 contacts every morning, right? So in 3 hours, we're looking to make 100 contacts, about 33 contacts an hour. And we break it down. At least 20 of them are FISBO. 20 of them are your personal contacts, your COI. At least 20 of them are expired listings. We try to find 20 withdrawn listings, although it ain't been easy the last few years, right?
Yeah.
We do 20 circle prospects, meaning if you're doing an open house, we draw a circle around that open house and you're trying to call 20 of the neighbors to talk to them. We do at least one social media post where we're having interaction with people and a bunch of text messages that generate between 20 and 30 contacts. So that right there should allow for you to have a solid 100 contacts every day, if not more, right? We do this every single work day, right? Monday through Friday.
Okay.
We also meet every evening for 1 hour to deconstruct the day. And Bobby, we encourage a little adult beverages, whatever that might be. You know, if you like the pina colada part, if you like the colada part, that's good too. If you like the pina part, I get it,
Yeah.
whatever. But we do, and we deconstruct the day, right? It's a very hands-on approach to coaching where we're reviewing tape at the end of the day. We don't wait till the next week to review your tape. We review tape at the end of the day. We ask the 4 most important business questions. You know, what worked for you? What were you working on, or what needs work? Right? What did you do? What was your actionable items today? And then what should you have done? Right? And we do that daily so that we can step into the next day on fire, right? Like, you're walking through the door with your business plan tucked under your arm, ready to go, right? And we also meet one-on-one. There's a bunch of open one-on-one slots, man. Bobby, I'm gonna invite everybody in your ecosystem. I'm gonna give them the family discount, right? Everybody in your ecosystem, they got to mention your name in order to get it, though, man. It's gonna be great. Normally our coaching is about $1,600 a month. They're gonna get a steep discount. Okay, let me just say that. I'm not gonna go any further in that, but they got to mention your name, right?
Man, I appreciate that because that is a lot of coaching.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's not one.
We crank out superstars, man.
Yeah,
we crank them out, man, and we get new agents to great and great agents to break stuff, man. We just keep doing it over. Wash, rinse, repeat daily.
Yeah, because most agents, when they come into real estate, they're shown here's the MLS. Here's this.
Yeah.
Swing.
Enjoy.
Yeah.
I
personally, I think it's why there's such a failure rate.
80%.
Yeah. In the first, what is it, 4 years or 3?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And now that we're mostly digital, it's looking like a 2-year thing, man.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Especially like, so I mean, I don't know if you could tell me anything different, but we live now in a world where the 6-figure salaries are 80% remote now, right? Like they don't have to go into an office, right? And so people started thinking, well, if I don't have to go into the office, then why do I have to live close to that metropolitan center? And so why do I have to give up space for convenience? I could live in Rocky Mount, North Carolina and still get to work on time every day. And if I have to come into a meeting, I'd rather book a flight once than commute daily.
I have a friend that actually works in California, but he lives here. He does everything virtual. He flies over. He flies to California like once every couple months.
Yeah.
But for the most part, he's here.
Well, you learn to ask the question, how important is this meeting?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I've learned to ask that question. Like, do I want to fight traffic? I live in a congested universe, right? I mean, It's a result of everybody wanting to live in New York and New Jersey, like, you know, right? Everybody stacked on top of each other. And so easily a 15 to 20 minute commute can turn into 90 minutes easily. And I'm only going about a mile and a half, man. Like, it's not that big, like easily turn into 90 minutes. And that's on a decent day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you work in Manhattan, you live in Jersey, you actually are getting up like 5 o'clock in the morning, getting ready and getting out on the road 6:30, 7 o'clock so that you can make it there by 9.
And how far is that?
Look, Hoboken is the last city before New York, right? Hoboken and Jersey City, the last cities before New York, right? Okay. In the southern, in where I'm at in Hudson County. There's some more cities north, right? There's another bridge up there. But the tunnels are in Jersey City, Hoboken, and Fort Lee. So tunnel, bridge. Okay. So we call it the Bridge and Tunnel Crew, right? So you got the George Washington Bridge and the 2 tunnels, Holland and Lincoln. Those 3, they have a report every morning. There is a report every morning, not on the conditions on the bridge or the tunnel. They report on how long the wait is. There's a report. If you're here, if you're at mile marker X, you can count on getting through the tunnel in 90 minutes, or you can count on getting through the tunnel in 108. Like they let you know, brother, give that up and instead be commuting from Puerto Rico or from, Montana or from dude, come on, man. No, there's not even a competition there, man. Are you telling me I could still make the same amount of money, spend less money on gas and tolls, and especially now, right?
Oh yeah.
It cost me $80 to fill up my truck the other day.
I was gonna say I put 60 in mine. I had a quarter tank and it did not go to 3/4.
Oh, damn.
And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, okay, thank you. My wife and I are debating about just letting it get to the half tank mark before we fill it up, like as if we was ballers, right? Like, fill it up, baby. But we was at the half tank mark.
It doesn't hurt that bad when you see it go from the half to the full. And
yeah,
it's $50 or something.
Yeah, then you feel like you did something. So yeah, man, that's been my life, man. I want to get back out in the world and do more stuff out. We did 88 transactions completely virtually last year, right? Start to finish. The only time they saw the place physically is during the final walkthrough. We built in contingencies there. And they worked out great. Like the what am I thinking? The integrity of the agents in setting up the properties and setting up the photos and the walkthroughs have been through the roof. Like everybody is leaning in and doing good stuff. There's not a lot of desperation. That's usually when you see that, when people are desperate.
Yeah.
I got to be honest with you, man. I can't see it going back to any other way. So you got those mom and pop shops chopping up your commission, so that you could say you work in an office at a desk somewhere. I submit to you, is this meeting really necessary? Right? Like, you know what I mean?
I know. And is being here really worth it sitting at the desk whenever you can have the desk wherever you are?
Yeah.
Like, I've had my laptop with me.
Yep.
I'm going to be sitting there in between innings at my son's baseball game.
Yes.
And I can knock out some things while he's not up to bat or not playing. I can work.
That's easy for my kid. My kid is mostly not playing. And then when he gets up, it gets exciting for about 30 seconds. And then, we're back to doing what we're doing. Dude, man.
And at 9 years old, which my youngest son is.
Mine too. Mine too, brother. So
you know how they are.
I know exactly how it is. So we wound up automating a lot of stuff. And, I don't outsource the most important stuff. That's making those contacts, right? Every day I make my contact. But then the minutia, the hey, just following up and such and such and such. I got AI. I've got all kinds of things so that I can automate that stuff. And I only work, to quote Nick Krem, I only work with the people that are swimming towards the boat. Right.
You
and
don't
so
chase.
yeah, man. And so that's all I do all day long is talk to people, work with folks who need and want to work with me. That's it. All of my energy is spent there.
And it's much easier for the ones who are coming towards the boat.
Yes, sir.
Than trying to run down a camel and make it drink water when it doesn't understand that point.
Yes, that is a beautiful analogy.
It does not see where it needs it. You're wasting your time.
Yeah, and you might get bit.
Some will, some won't.
So what?
So what?
Let's go.
Next.
Yeah, next. That's the big part. Next. You know, we get wrapped up in the idea of all or nothing, right? And so as agents, you know, the big house on the hill is the goal, and they focus on that. And I'm like, well, while you're focused up there, I'm going to take all 10 houses on the way up to the hill. And let's see who's going to get the house on the hill if you haven't done the work to get up the hill, man. I've talked to every single neighbor over and over again. Now, if I don't talk to the house on the hill, they're going to get FOMO and be like, what's wrong with us? How come you're not talking to us? Right? And so if you're competing with me, I'm focused on all of the other people to get up that hill. And there's no comparison, man. You put in that work pays off. I tell people all the time, it ain't a miracle, it's mindset. You put in the work, you get the return. That's it.
Absolutely. Man, I want to let you get back to your family. I truly do appreciate you taking the time.
Dude, it's Memorial Day.
As always, I've enjoyed it, man. Thank you.
Bobby, you are top 10, one of my favorite folks. Every time we get on, man, you're always bouncing around in your screen and whatnot. And I invite you and your people anytime, man. Jump on with us, lead generate with us, follow up with us. The great call for you to do with us is that evening call, man, that 8 p.m. call. Man, oh, man, listen. It's a lot of times it's life-changing. And you've seen some of those videos, man. The way those ideas pop off, man, it's been great.
I'll definitely be hopping on more calls with you. And your Facebook group,
yes, sir.
Commitment to Capping.
Yes, sir. It's spelled just like it sounds. It's a commitment to capping. It is a private group. Listen, we're not selling anything in that group. So we don't have any mortgage people. We don't have any title folks. We don't have there's no other thing but working agents in that group. I've got 20 seats available, if you don't mind me saying, Bobby, for one-on-one.
What's the best way for people to reach out to you?
You could do Sekou at homesbydevoe.com, or just reach out. Send me a text message, 646-285-7388. Send me a message. Instagram, same thing, Sekou Pyle. Facebook, Sekou Pyle. You could find me anywhere. It's the same thing, man. I was taught, man, just brand yourself the same way and just go across the board. So 646-285-7388. I got a calendar link. You could jump in my calendar link. We could talk about anything, and let's go. Let's grow, baby.
Man, I appreciate it.
All right, Big Bobby. Thank you so much. I'm going to run. Love you guys. Later.
This is Honey Badger Nation,
where real estate agents from around the globe come together
to grow, collaborate,
and expand their business.
Where we take our individual fires and put them together and make one big fire.
This is the Honey Badger Nation.